So hey guys, today we'll be learning about whole blockchain ecosystem. So in this video, we'll be learning about how blockchain developed and what all new technologies and innovations are developing right now. What all new technology innovations are will be developing and that can revolutionize the world. Just before starting the video, I'll just have to say that this is basically the basic info about all these topics. Now let's get back to the video. What all things we'll be discussing this video would be starting from web3 to blockchain, Ethereum and Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. Then we'll move to smart contracts, and then in smart contracts we'll move towards the Dapps or decentralized applications, ERC20 token, ERC721 token, ERC1155 token, then to decentralized finance. Under decentralized finance we'll be discussing about decentralized exchange, centralized exchange, liquidity pool and all that stuff. We'll also be discussing about DAO, what are DAO, oracles, Metaverse, how Ethereum is moving towards Ethereum 2.0 and how the scalability of the Ethereum would increase. So before wasting any time, let's move towards the video. So now before discussing web 3, we should first move and discuss towards what was web 1, what was web 2 and what now is becoming web 3. So basically web 3's basic meaning is not defined because it's agile and it's developing right now. We don't know what all things would be there. So now let's first discuss about web 1 technology. So basically web 1 technology was those technology when people used to just browse, like Yahoo, like Google, MSN was also one of the browser, Internet Explorer and all these stuff. Now web 2 came, which was the whole social media era, which include your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter and all these stuff, where people could be sharing their experiences, their thoughts to each other, but there was a central body which governs these apps. Okay, now web 3 would be that technology where there will be no governance, so there will be no central body which would make all the rules how these apps would be governed. So how these apps would be governed, this would be governed by peer to peer connection, which is all the community people would decide what rules and regulation would be implemented on the basis of 51% concession mechanism, which we would be discussing afterwards. So let's discuss what all apps are there in web 3 right now and what all things can be developed afterwards. So basically we can see the Filecoin, which is basically storage, a web 3 decentralized storage. Then we can see Bitcoin technology, MetaMask, which is a cryptocurrency wallet. We have many blockchains right now, like Ethereum blockchain, Solana blockchain, Neo blockchain and all of these blockchain. Then we can see some of the basic points of web 1, web 2 and web 3, that basically these were basic web pages, HTML, e-commerce, Java and JavaScript pages, which were the basic without any CSS on all these stuff. Web 2 was social media, mobile access, apps, co-ops monetizing your data and all these stuff. High speed communication can be accessible. Basically the one which we are using right now. Web 3 are those technology like which include Dapps, NFTs, which is non-fungible token, the AR VR type of space, which will include the metaverse. Artificial intelligence would also be somewhat included in web 3. Now basically this is the diagram which can show which can actually differentiate between web 1, web 2 and web 3. So in web 1 there was only one central body which through which all these things are running. In web 2 there are different, all these apps are connected to each other, but there are certain central body that governs each other, like this dot can be Instagram or Facebook, this dot can be Twitter, this can be YouTube, which are like making or basically governing these web 2 space. Web 3 can be something which is like a blockchain type of space where everything and each and other are equal and have the same power, and it is governed by the people rule as a whole. This can be like a UI UX differentiation between Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. Like in Web 1, the apps just ask us about username and password. Web 2, after coming of Web 2, we can like log in or sign up using the Google mail that we have created, the Facebook ID that we have created, the Twitter account, or all these stuff. Now Web 3 would only govern with your wallet account, which is the wallet public ID. And we would be discussing about public ID and private keys afterwards in this video. And so basically this was the whole scenario of Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. Now let's move forward and discuss about blockchains. So before learning about blockchain technology, I would suggest you to know about what is centralized, decentralized, and distributed network. So centralized network is the network where there is a central entity that governs all other nodes. Like in this example, this is the central entity and these all are nodes which is governed by this central entity. On the other hand, decentralized network is the network where all the nodes are not governed by a central node. Like for example, this node is not governed by this node. Okay, or this node is governed by this node, but this node is not governed by this node. Okay, on the other hand, distributed networks are those networks where each node is connected to another nodes via it can be through another node or directly connection through this node to this node. Okay, now let me tell you, or let me visualize you what you can assume blockchain as. So when I teach about blockchain to any other of my or my friend, I first of all make them visualize blockchain as a doubly linked list. For those who don't know about linked list, let me tell you, you can assume these as boxes where each box is connected to another box and there is a two-way connection between each box. You can understand it as this one. Okay, so basically in linked list, in doubly linked list to be precise, this is the next and this is the previous through which boxes are connected. The same way in blockchain, you can assume it as through this diagram as like this is the next which directs it to the previous hash of the block 3. Okay, and you have this previous block which I have said you here as previous. Let me write it here. And this oh, I'm so sorry, you can assume it as this as next and this as previous. Okay, so this is the way how blocks are connected to each other. This diagram depicts you how basically you can visualize a block as. I again say that blockchain is not made up of linked list, so you don't get confused like blockchains blocks are basically linked list. Okay, so basically what does blockchain contain? It can contain an index, it contains a timestamp of the date and time on which this block was deployed to the mainnet of the blockchain, and data, and as I said you previous as an hash and hash. Okay, now let's discuss about some of the benefits of blockchain as a whole. So first benefit which I would tell you is it's programmable. So blockchain as a whole is a big program on which this technology is running. Programmable. On the other hand, you can the second feature could be it is decentralized. As I've said you, there is no central entity which governs the blockchain. It's the peer-to-peer connection network which governs the whole blockchain. Then you can think it as distributed as well, as each peer is connected to every other peer and every peer has knowledge of every other peer, so it is distributed. Fourth feature can be it is secured. So let's first of all discuss about security of blockchain now. Okay, So basically it is secured, or you can say validated, by two ways. First of all, let me first of all tell you about what hashing algorithm, or what whenever you deploy a block, what encryption or encrypted data does it contain, so that any hacker cannot get to know what your block's ID is as a whole. So basically, if I discuss about Bitcoin, so if I discuss about Bitcoin, the hashing is called as SHA-256, and for Ethereum, I would name it as ETH. It is KICAC 256, where SHA stands for security hashing algorithm, and 256 stands for the bits which are outputted when the encryption is done in the form of zeros and ones. Okay, the same way Ethereum uses one of its hashing algorithm to encrypt its blocks. On the other hand, let me discuss about mining, or you have heard about validation in Ethereum. So basically in Bitcoin's blockchain, it's called mining, and in Ethereum it's called validation, and those who do it are called validators. On the blockchain side, on the Bitcoin side, it's called the miners. So what does miners or validator do? Basically there is a consensus mechanism that they use, that is basically one of another feature of blockchain technology, you can say. So there are many consensus mechanism, or if I have to give you a consensus mechanism definition, I would just say that it's a basically validation mechanism through which miners or these validators validate the block that the transaction was genuine or not. Okay, so let me discuss some of the consensus mechanism. Let me write consensus mechanism. What Bitcoin uses at current is proof of work, whose short form is proof POW, and Ethereum currently uses proof of work, but Ethereum 2.0, of which I'll discuss in further time of the video, is proof of stake. Ethereum 2.0 is moving towards proof of stake. I'll discuss about this as well. Other consensus mechanism can be proof of space and time, proof of history, which is used by Solana blockchain. There is another blockchain called as Neo blockchain that uses delegated Byzantine fault tolerance consensus mechanism. But we'll be discussing about these two because these two are the most popular right now. So what does proof of work mean? So let's suppose these all are miners of the Bitcoin blockchain, or you can say currently the Ethereum blockchain, and they have to validate all these transactions which are done right now. So before being deployed in the whole blockchain network, let's say this is the blockchain network where all these are connected, all these blocks are connected. Okay, so before deploying to the blockchain network, all these transactions are you can say are on another blockchain, or another, you can say, a block, main block, which is called as mempool, which contains all these transactions. And after these miners validate these transaction, like from Alice to Bob, how much ether is transferred and when it is transferred, these are then attached to these blockchain as Alice to Bob, and these got connected. Okay, now how does miners get to validate? So basically these miners have to use their computers energy, which we can say as computers GPU, to solve a complex mathematical problem, and the one who solves that mathematical problem first gets the incentive, or you can say reward, from the Bitcoin or blockchain community in the form of whatever coin they are using. In Bitcoin case, Bitcoin blockchain case, they will get a little amount of Bitcoin as the reward, and on the Ethereum base they would get Ether. The same way proof of stake works, that there are also a community of many validators. Okay, so they all have to, so basically proof of work's disadvantage or drawback was it uses a lots of energy, computer energy, or in general electricity, so that was not eco-friendly. So proof of stake come out with the solution that all these validators have to stake some of their Ether, and return of that randomly, or you can say the one who stakes the most Ether would get selected to validate one transaction from that mempool. I would not go into deep, but you can like understand it as what whole main scenario happens, how, or basically how your blocks get validated and get deployed to the blockchain. Okay, so these are the two ways where blockchain definitely shows its security and its power in terms of security. Now let's move to the all other more of the benefits or features of blockchain. It's immutable for sure. How it's immutable? So once a block gets deployed to the blockchain, can never be called back. Okay, so you can't update or you can't do the whole CRUD functions to that particular block. For those who don't know CRUD functions, basically it include create, read, update, delete. So you can't do any CRUD functions in these blocks. To make it more easy to visualize you, like for example, any of the hacker wants to attach his block in between of the blockchain, that's not possible, because it first of all has to pass through the validation of the miners and validators that that particular transaction is valid or not. If by chance he does that, then due to hashing algorithm, all the other blocks would get dismantled. Okay, you can visualize it as a broad. There is a much deeper I would say deeper meaning to these, or deeper learning of these, which you can just go to Code Eater channel and learn more about it. Okay, so now I have to discuss about public keys and private key. You must be waiting of that. So basically you can understand public key as a whole as your ID. On the other hand, private key as your password. So you can share your public key to anyone who has to send you certain money, or I would say crypto. So you can send to him your public ID, and he will transfer the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency in your wallet through your public ID. On the other hand, private ID is not to be publicized, because it's your personal ID. It's the one which will validate that you are the owner of this crypto wallet. And one of the crypto wallet that I know is MetaMask, which is the most popular, I suppose. There are other also wallets through which transaction is happening, and I would say let's move towards the cryptocurrency part and learn more about it. So now let's discuss about cryptocurrencies. If I have to give you a definition about cryptocurrencies, I would say that cryptocurrencies are cryptographic coins which are encrypted by hashing, and there is no central governance that rule that coin, but it is run by peer-to-peer network connection. And let's me go to my blackboard to make it more clear. So let's discuss the difference between a coin and a token first of all. So basically coins are digital currency similar to physical currency that you use. On the other hand, a token is a digital asset issued on a particular project. Okay, to make it more clear, let's learn it by an example. Let's suppose you, okay, I'll be coming in your way. So let's suppose you will be going to a, let's say, sweet shop, and you would be asking the shopkeeper that I want to buy, let's say, rasgulla. Okay, so you would give that shopkeeper, let's say, 1 BTC. In that case, it's an hypothetical situation. Okay, I know the value of BTC is so high, but let's say it's an hypothetical situation. And on the return, the shopkeeper would give you a token of that shop and ask you to go to that counter and give that token and take your rasgulla. So now you can understand what's the difference between a token and basically a coin. So token is basically used in that particular shop only, the same way that these tokens would be used in that particular projects on which these tokens are minted. Okay, let's read what's written here. Coins can operate on their own blockchain with their own protocol. Yes, token doesn't necessarily operate on their own blockchain. Coins can be used as a source of payment. Tokens can be used for payment and signing digital arguments on that particular project only. Okay, the example of coins are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and for token it can be the utility or DAO tokens. These are the example or the images of some of these tokens. This is the token for Uniswap. Some of the other terminologies that you would be facing or you would be hearing when you'll go towards cryptocurrencies, like for example stablecoin, altcoin, and let's say meme coin. Yeah, so let's discuss about what's a stable coin. Stable coins are those coins that has the same value as a US dollar. So a stable coin is equal to one stable coin is equal to 1 USD dollar. Okay, 1 USD dollar. On the other hand, what's an altcoin? Altcoins definition is just this, that all the coins other than Bitcoin are called altcoins. Okay, meme coin on the other hand, let me give you an example of meme coin, which is Doge coin. I don't know what's the spelling. I think there is a D. Doge coin. On the other hand, Shiba Inu. Okay, so let's go to this picture. It shows some of the pictures of some of the coins and tokens. So this is the image of Ethereum. This is Tether coin, which is one of also the stable coin. Yeah, I have to give you example of stable coin as well. So Tether is one of the example of stable coin. USDC is another example of a stable coin. This is the Cardano, Polygon network. It's the Binance Smart Chain, Litecoin, and all these. And this for sure is a Bitcoin, and this is Bitcoin Cash. You would be learning the difference between these two when I'll move towards the scalability topic afterwards in this video. And now the last thing that I have to discuss is ICO. So just like IPO in our real life, whose full form is initial public offering, the same way ICOs are there in the cryptocurrencies network or cryptocurrencies large companies. So just like IPO, companies open their IPO if they want investment for the from the public. Okay, the same way on why public give investment to them, so that in return they can get benefits from that investment. The same way ICO works, the company opens its ICO, and the people out there, who we can name it as investors, would invest coins to these companies, and in return they would get benefit, or they would get reward, or you can say they would get a great interest to which they would be in profit of that. Okay, so ICO is basically terms that is launched in currently in Ethereum network, or hard forked and soft forked Ethereum networks as a whole, which we'll be learning more about it in the further videos of about the hard fork and soft fork. So yeah, let's move forward. So now let's discuss about Ethereum and Bitcoin, how Ethereum is different from Bitcoin. And before that, let's first of all discuss why we are learning about Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's not because these have a great value in the market, but because these are the two basic blockchains that has implemented, or that has make the path for the development of other blockchains as a whole. Okay, how Ethereum is advantageous, because Ethereum is one of the first blockchain that introduced the concept of smart coins, Dapps, DAOs, and more to go, that I'll discuss in the further video of smart contracts. On the other hand, Bitcoin was one of the first cryptocurrencies that came into existence by Satoshi Nakamoto, who put forward his Bitcoin white paper. You can go to Google and search about Bitcoin white papers and read about it. It's open source. Okay. So let's see some of the knowledge about Ethereum and Bitcoin. So the founder of Ethereum was Vitalik Buterin. For Bitcoin, it was Satoshi Nakamoto. Release date of Ethereum was 30 July 2015. For Bitcoin, it was 9th Jan 2008. The release method was pre-sale, and for Bitcoin, it was Genesis Black Mind. Let's not go deep into that. Total coin supply is unlimited in Ethereum, but on the other hand, Bitcoin is just 21 million, and that's one of the reason why Bitcoin's rate in the market is so high, because it cannot be produced more than 21 million. But on the other hand, Ethereum is unlimited. But why it is valued? Because of this reason, and the future which people can see about smart contracts, Dapps, DAOs, DeFi, and all these stuff. Blockchain works on proof of work currently, but it's planning to move towards the proof of stake by making a hard fork through Ethereum 2.0, and Bitcoin works on proof of work. Usage can be smart contracts, digital currency, and all that stuff, but Bitcoin is just a digital currency. We can't make smart contracts in Bitcoin, due to which we can't create any Dapps on Bitcoin network, Bitcoin blockchain as a whole, I should say. Scalable, yes, for sure, that's why Ethereum 2.0 is coming, but Bitcoin is not a scalable. Mining can be happened through GPUs. On the other hand, Bitcoin mining is hard, that's why we require ASICs miners. More about this can be found in Code Eater's channel. I am again and again saying, to learn deeply, just go to the channel and search about this thing. Cryptocurrency used is called Ether, and on the other hand, it is called Bitcoin. So basically, on the bracket, it's written Satoshi. So basically, Bitcoin's minimal division can happen to Satoshi. Just like in Ether, the minimal division of Ether, that can be 0.000 till I don't know, can be way. And to tell you more precise, basically 10 to the power 18 way is equal to 1 Ether. Okay. Intended purpose, a platform for immutable programmable smart contracts. to be stored of value medium of exchange. Okay, algorithm is used here is eth hash, and here is it is called to SHA-256. Eth hash can be also called as KCAC, as I've discussed before. KCAC 256. Block time, it takes very much less time than Bitcoin, which takes about 9 to 10 minutes for one block to be deployed in the whole blockchain. But there are many blockchains who has reduced the time of Ethereum as well. Like for example, new blockchain, we have Solana, which says that they can like deploy about, I don't know the exact value how much they can deploy the smart contracts per second, but that's very huge than Ethereum. Okay, so now let's move forward to smart contracts and learn about more of it. Okay, so now let's discuss about smart contracts. As a whole, smart contracts can be visualized as large code bases which when deployed in the blockchain are called smart contracts. So while deploying, let me first of all go to the blackboard. So yeah, you can see this as a Ethereum smart contract, and where all these codes are written, and which when deployed to the blockchain are called as smart contracts as a whole. Okay, so while deploying it, we have to pay a tax, which in blockchain terminology is called as gas fee, which usually is cost around how much data that your block has on the basis of. Okay, now let's discuss some of the smart contracts benefits. It is accurate because it is a program. It is transparent because it's deployed in blockchain, and all these blockchain data is with everyone, or it is with every node. It is secured because again blockchain technology. It is communication. If we can do communication, like there are we can create Dapps or decentralized applications through these smart contracts, through which we can communicate in smart contracts. It is efficiency again because it's a program. Paper free because it's digital. We have a great trust because again security reason, immutable nature, decentralized, distributed, and all these stuff. We have a great trust in it. We can do a great savings through this. Backup, we can at any time get to know which smart contract was deployed when, as a backup. Speed, currently Ethereum deploys its smart contract at 10 to 15 seconds, but through Ethereum 2.0, after establishing this scalability and more security, that can make the speed much more higher than right now. Now let's discuss what all things can we do through smart contracts. Okay, so for sure Dapps can be created, or decentralized application can be created. ERC 20, ERC 721, ERC 1155. So basically 721 and 1155, you can assume it as NFT concept, which we'll be discussing afterwards. And ERC 20 is basically the whole tokenomics, or I should say the whole token, how to create an Ethereum token through ERC 20. So basically what's the full form of ERC? It's Ethereum request for comment. Okay. Then we can move towards the DeFi, which is decentralized finance, which we'll discuss afterwards in this video. DAO, decentralized autonomous organizations. We can discuss about DEX and CEX with a C. Then we can discuss about Metaverse. Metaverse, and I have get to know about a new technology called DSO, of which I'm exploring much more, which is decentralized social network. And yeah, these all things would be discussing in further video. And yeah, let's move forward. So dApps are decentralized application that operates on smart contracts. Let's see what is difference between apps which we use in today's era and dApps which will be using in Web3. These apps are centralized. That means there is a central body, just like this shown in the diagram, which will have a central database, and this database will be in control of these central governance body only. But on the other hand, in decentralized application, there will no be any central body, and these databases would be distributed, and each and every uh, node which operates on dApps can have access to these database, just like the diagram shown here. Now let's discuss some of the Web2 apps which also has a byproduct Web3 dApps. Let's For example, browsers. In browsers, the Google Chrome has the same Web3 dApp as Brave. Storage, Dropbox and Google Drive has a byproduct Web3 dApp as StoreJ and IPFS. IPFS is very popular these days because it's operates on the concept of on which BitTorrent works, which is on the basis of seeders and leechers. Okay, and basically the full form of IPFS is interplanetary file system, which is a storage which where all the images, videos, GIFs and all these things are we can like store there, instead of deploying our images, videos and all these stuff on the blockchain, which because that would cost us money, because without any use case of them. On the other hand, videos and audio calls, we have Skype's byproduct as Experty. For Android and iOS, we have Essentia.1 EOS. Facebook and Twitter, we have Steemit, Akasha. WeChat and WhatsApp, we have Status. And for Upwork, like freelancing type of platform, we have Ethylance. Now let's move to one of my favorite part, which is Web3 dApp project workflow, like how we can make a dApp as a developer. This is mainly focused for all the Web3 developers who want to be a developer in the Web3 space. So basically this is a whole theoretical video, so I will not be going towards the practical part, but as a developer initiative, I would definitely make you understand the SDLC of Web3. Okay, so let's go SDLC's steps. Okay, so first of all, it comes with planning and analysis. So that is something for which you have to go to the video and learn about all the blockchain and then plan about your project. Okay, which will include the all the designing like DFD designing, system designing, technological architecture designing and all these stuff. Okay, then we come to the UI UX designing, which is called as ING. Okay, UI UX designing. For that, I would say you can either use the Web2 apps only, like Figma, Canva, or any other app like GIMP is an open source designing UI UX designing platform. On the other hand, Polygon has made a UI UX designing platform, which I remember it as Finity. You can go to the Google and search about Finity and learn how you can like do the UI UX designing of a Web3 app there. Now let's come to our favorite part, which is development part. For development, we divide it into front end and back end. Just don't go to my writing as well as spelling, sorry. So in front end, we can definitely go towards a React app, Vue, Angular, or any other framework which you like, either which makes the website as dynamic. JavaScript for sure, because we would be getting many libraries to connect your front end with your back end and make it as a web3 app, DApp. Okay, so now for backend, for sure you can use Solidity if you want to deploy Solidity. Let me erase it and write it again. Solidity. If you want to make a Solana blockchain based application, you can learn Rust. And there are many languages which you can learn for different blockchains, like Neo blockchain in its newest release, which is called N3, I believe, says that you can build your web3 application in any of the mainstream programming languages. Like for example, in Golang you can build it, in Rust you can build it, in Java as well you can build it, in C++ and all these stuff. So this would be creation of smart contracts. Let's name it as smart contracts, SC. And to connect both of these, we have many JavaScript libraries such as web3.js, ether.js for Solidity purpose, and for basically connecting the Solidity smart contract with your front end. On the other hand, you have MetaMask connection as well. You have to do the MetaMask connection, in which MetaMask connection, what I believe, or what all other things you have to do is, yeah, I believe this would be enough. Other than that, you for making it argument reality or a 3D based website, you can use 3.js and learn more about it. I believe 3.js is one of my favorite JavaScript library to make anything 3D. On the other hand, I believe that these are enough for it right now, and if I'm forgetting it, just comment down below to let other people know what I forgot about it. On the other hand, let's now, after testing, let's move to the testing part. After developing, let's move to the testing part. You can okay, so I'm coming on your way, so I'll just move. So for testing part, you can use either Chai and Mocha, which I believe I know and I have a great experience. These are one of the best tools to test your Web3 smart contracts and everything is working properly or not. And for just making a local blockchain, I just forget the main part. You can use Ganache, which will create a local blockchain, and other than that, for testing your smart contract, you can use Truffle. And as a whole, you can definitely use Hard Hat as well. So all of these stuff which I have named you may have confused you a little bit, so that's your task to deep dive more into it and learn more about it, because it's just an basic introductory video, so I'll not be going deep dive into it. So Yeah, now let's dive into next topic. So now let's discuss about NFT, which is a boom now these days. uh, NFT stands for non-fungible token. So let's start from the basic by explaining ERC20, ERC721 and ERC1155. So ERC20, in which ERC stands for Ethereum request to for comment. uh, all these tokens explanation are under multi-token standard multi-token standard of Ethereum GitHub organization, or Ethereum GitHub repo. You can all learn more about it by going into that repo. Currently, basically, fungible token and non-fungible tokens are two different categories, in which fungible tokens are those tokens which can be exchanged, and doesn't has a unique value. They can be duplicated as a whole. On the other hand, ERC721 token are those tokens which cannot be exchanged and has a unique value of itself, and they can't be duplicated for sure. On the other hand, ERC1155 token takes, or you can say it's the upgradation of both of these tokens, and take all the great concepts of ERC20 and ERC21 and implement it ERC1155. If I tell you the use case of ERC1155, they are basically, or they can be used in many games, of which I'll tell you further while explaining much deeper into ERC1155. Currently, let's read what this diagram says. So these are fungible token like ETH, Uni and all these. ERC721 are non-fungible token like Cryptocurrencies, which is this. ERC1155 is fungible as well as non-fungible token. Transfer of value between users can happen here, and here only transfer of rights can happen. That means the right of that particular token can go from one person to another person. That means that particular NFT would be his property as a whole. Transfer of value and rights can both happen in this. No recovery mechanism is here, but here recovery mechanism is here when false address is given, return to the wallet, plus only two-step transaction happens here. Recovery mechanism available. Partially ERC20 compatible, partially ERC20 compatible, ERC721 compatible, and here minting and burning is available. Here no minting and burning is available. I would say that's a wrong statement, because we are minting NFTs in many NFT marketplace like OpenSea, we have Rarible, we have Nifty gateways. These are all the NFT trading marketplaces where we can mint our NFT as well. Minting and burning is available here. Now let's see one of the NFT which is of a CryptoPunk, which I would say by saying a wow, that this NFT was sold for about $69 million. That's a wow thing for me for sure. These NFTs are of Bored Ape Yacht Club. These are Ether Rocks NFT. These are Crypto Kitties NFT. So these both are basically a game based NFT. This is purely a game, Axie Infinity, and these are NFTs, plus you can play a game by breeding the two NFTs which you have bought. The basic crux of the whole game is this, which I'm telling you. So this is the whole thing, and now let's come to you would all be thinking like why they have value and why to buy these NFTs, right? So it can be valuable in future when Metaverse would be established. You can put these NFTs as your digital arts. So basically any newcomer or any let's say beginner can understand the NFTs as digital arts, which you can put in your metaverse as a painting like that of Picasso and all these stuff. And if I come to the terminology, or basically what the technical stuff of NFT, why they are unique. So basically, let's say this is the image, plus this is a unique hashed ID, which would where it would be hashed, which is the buyer of that, which is the owner of that particular what we say NFT. These both as a sum is equal to NFT. Okay, usually these NFTs are stored in IPFS or any other decentralized storage, because you can't deploy these NFTs in blockchain, because that would cost you enough at every end when you would transact, or when you would change your ownership from one person to another person. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense to all of you what I'm saying. Or if you're not able to understand, just go back to the video and see. I'm sure that you would get something about it. And then also, if you don't understand, just comment down below. I'll be active and would definitely solve your queries. And yeah, that's a whole basic terminology about the NFT stuff. Let's move forward and discuss about decentralized finance. Decentralized finance, or I should say DeFi, is according to me one of the most revolutionizing technology. And from this technology we can see how blockchain community has moved into different sectors and solved the issues that we are trying to solve from many years. Decentralized finance has cracked the finance or centralized finance's fault, and come out with a transparent, decentralized and distributed finance type of technology. So let's look at the main aspects of decentralized finance without going into much deeper, and looking at all the different what we say apps or different concepts that are being produced in decentralized finance. Okay, so first of all, let me write the short form of decentralized finance as DeFi. And to make you understand about decentralized finance and centralized finance, I would make you go towards the current centralized finance, where this is the governing body, or in India case this is the RBI, which sets all the rules of how much money should be produced, or all the rules that all these people has to follow. So there is a central finance happening. But on the other hand, in decentralized finance, there is no central body that governs all these people. On the other hand, these people makes their own rule on the basis of accepting what is in favor of that and what is in favor of the whole community. So this is basically called as a peer-to-peer network, where a pure democracy establishes. Okay, so I hope that this makes a sense for all of you, and a basic broad knowledge has been established on your mind about decentralized finance and centralized finance. Let's move to the further more deeper concept of decentralized finance, which is liquidity pool. Liquidity pool. You can understand liquidity pool as a mean of exchanging coins and tokens. Okay, let's suppose this is the liquidity pool. Let me make diagrams somewhere here. So Okay, I will be coming to your way, so let me first of all go on the other side. So this will be the liquidity pool, and let's say the colored one are Ethereum and the non-colored are the Uniswap. Okay, so liquidity is governed by the concept of argument market maker, which you can understand the equation as x into y is equal to k, which I'll be telling more about it. So the concept of basically what argument market maker follow is 50:50 value ratio. So basically the sum value of all the Ethereum present in the liquidity pool plus and the sum value of all the tokens, let's say Uniswap tokens present in the liquidity pool should be same. That means they should have the same money value or monetized value in the liquidity pool. How trading happens in it, let's see this. And that's why it's the equation says x into y. So value of let's say the coin into value of the what we say the token should be equal to a constant value. Okay, now let's see how this happens. So there are liquidity investors called as liquidity providers that will let's say give some invest or give some coin or token to the liquidity pool, and in return they will get the pool token. Okay, and on the other hand the traders out there will either trade for coin or can trade for token as well, by paying a certain amount of fees that they have to pay. And let's say let me explain it more clearly with an example. Let's say a person A comes to the liquidity pool and buys let's say 3 ether by providing them let's say okay, let's a person A buys a 3 ether. Okay, so the value of ether after the person has bought, like currently the value is 50:50. So after the person has buys 3 ether, the value of ether would increase and the value of these tokens would decrease, because the people are buying ether more. To maintain the 50:50 value ratio, the value of ether would increase and the value of token would decrease. So let's say person B then comes to this liquidity pool and tries to buy, let's say 2 ether. Now let's suppose at that point when A was buying 1 ether is supposed to be hypothetically $3, let us say. Okay, and now the 1 ether's value can be reach out to about, let's say 4 or let's say $5, because Ethereum in the liquidity ether in the liquidity pool are less now as compared to the token, and the token price will be decreased. I hope that makes sense a little bit. And I would also be telling you about the arbitrage trading. So let's to understand arbitrage trading, let's move to this diagram. Okay, so basically let's suppose this is a person who comes to this liquidity pool for exchanging its Bitcoin. So this person buys the Bitcoin let's say for hypothetically $50. Okay, and then this person sells to another liquidity pool or another decentralized exchange platform in about $80, or it can be centralized exchange as well. So that person sells this this Bitcoin which he or she has bought with $50 and sell it in $80. So he would be making a profit of $30, and this is called as arbitrage trading, and the person who does arbitrage trading is called as arbitrage traders. Okay, let's now come to the concept of decentralized exchange and centralized exchange. Okay, let me move out of the way. Yeah, So let's first of all read the points and then I'll explain it what is basically decentralized exchange and centralized exchange. So there is no third party operator. On the other hand, in centralized exchange there is a third party operator. Only crypto transactions are allowed in decentralized exchange, but in the centralized exchange there fiat currencies transactions are allowed. For those who don't know fiat currencies are basically your money that we use in today in our day-to-day life. Okay, that basically RBI in case of India has created. Uh, Volume of trading is lesser as compared to centralized exchange because not much information is there, and it's somewhat the is typical than the centralized exchange. Then private key is available to stores and private key remains stored in the system platform. Decentralized exchange is hacking proof because of its peer-to-peer network. On the other hand, centralized exchange is vulnerable to cyber threats. You'll get to know why it's much more threat prone to cyber attacks in this point. So let's first of all read this point. Market takers will only be a part of the platform, but on the other hand, centralized exchange, both market makers and takers will be a part of the platform. Decentralized exchange, no database entry, all entry will be in the blockchain. But on the other hand, in centralized exchange, all these entries will be in a database, due to which these database can be hacked, and that is why it is more prone to cyber threats. Okay, to make all of you aware or know about what is basically decentralized exchange, it's basically a type of exchange where there is a peer-to-peer network, okay, that governs all these exchanges. But on the other hand, there is a central body. There is established a little bit of decentralization, but there is a central body that that basically governs the whole exchanging process. To give you an example of currently having companies that does centralized exchange, so we have Binance, which has their own blockchain, which is Binance Smart Chain. Binance. On the other hand, I should say Coinbase. Coinbase is another centralized exchange. On the other hand, for decentralized exchange, we have Uniswap and Sushi Swap, and much more are there, but these according to me are the majorly governing or majorly like usually more popular decentralized exchange. I also want to make it clear that there can be, it's not necessary that there will be only exchange between only Ether and Uniswap. There can be like other token as well. Let me make it by star shape. Let's suppose this star is Bitcoin, let's suppose. So but this is the simplest example that I can give you. As more and more coins or tokens are in the liquidity pool, the smart contracts code become more complex and complex to govern. So I should say this is all about decentralized finance. That is majorly or the main points of decentralized finance that I have to tell you. You can search more about decentralized finance because decentralized finance itself is a very big topic and it will require a whole video to make it clear and deep dive into decentralized finance as a whole. So yeah, you can do your own searching part, and let's move to the next topic. So let's now discuss about Oracle, and let me take you towards the blackboard. So yeah, so basically Oracle is an entity that helps you provide the external real world data to your blockchain, because smart contracts are not designed to take the external data from the real world or the pre-existing data that is provided in the web 2 space. Okay, Let me make it more clear by giving you an example. Let's suppose this is an oracle, and this is the whole web2 environment which has different data, and this is all the blockchains out there. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tezos is another blockchain. And to make it more clear, let me give you an example about, let's say there is Alice and there is Bob. So Alice says that let's suppose a prime minister election is going on, and Alice says that X prime minister would be winning, and Bob says that the Y prime minister would be winning in the election. And they feed their whole query and choices in a smart contract, and said that whoever wins, they would be transferring about, let's say, 10 Bitcoin from one's account to another account. Okay, so smart contract is not designed to know that who is the winner by knowing that which prime minister got won. So here is what comes the function of oracle. So basically oracle, by connecting to any of the API, will get the information about let's suppose X prime minister won, and this information would be provided to the smart contracts. So let me first of all erase it, and let's suppose this information got provided to smart contract, and from that the transfer of Bob's account, let's say 3 Bitcoin got transferred to Alice's account or wallet. So this is basically what oracle does. It makes you able to interact with the web2 existing data, or they can make you get, or basically oracle also is a two-way connection, that you can also send your data that the transaction was successful to the web2 world through an API. Let me now discuss about different type of oracle. So basically oracle are divided basically into 3 types on the basis of source, on the basis of destination, and on the basis of trust. So on the basis of source, it is divided into 2 parts. First of all, it is software oracle, and the second is hardware oracle. Okay, I'll be discussing. Let's basically create a map of what all different type of oracles are there. So on the basis of destination, there are 2 oracle again, inbound and outbound. And on the basis of trust, there are again 2 types of oracle, which is centralized and decentralized. Okay, so basically what is software oracle? Software oracle is that oracle which is a computer program that runs and connects it to the internet and transfers all the information from that software to the oracle, and then the oracle transfer it to the blockchain. Hardware oracle are those oracle that gives the data from the physical environment. It can be any IoT devices, like for example an oracle wants the temperature of that particular place. Okay, then hardware oracle are the one that will give or transfer the information about what temperature is it, and transfer that to the oracle. On the other hand, destination, on the basis of a destination, inbound and outbound oracles are divided. So as I said, that oracle is a two-way connection between the real world and the blockchain space. So basically, if oracle has to transfer some information to the real world, then outbound oracle are used, and if oracle wants an information from the real world, then inbound oracle are used. Now on the basis of trust, centralized and decentralized oracles are there. So basically centralized oracles are those oracle which basically manages from one only one entity of the basic one entity information provider, you can say. Okay. On the other hand, decentralized oracles depends on many entities that through which oracle can validate that particular entity has provided the or provided the correct information by validation. Okay. So yeah, these all types of oracles are there, and there is also a term called oracle problem. So what is oracle problem basically? So we here can see, let's suppose this is the blockchain, this is, let's say, oracle, and let's say this is the entity that provides you the data. And so basically oracle provides the information to the blockchain, and there is a two-way connection between the entity that provides the data. So basically oracle wants an information from this entity. Let's suppose the winning of the prime minister or winning of Alice. Okay. Now let's suppose Alice is Bob is a hacker, and let's suppose Alice won. So Bob doesn't want to transfer his funds to Alice, so he changes the data here, because blockchain has a great security, but this entity transferring the information doesn't has any security, and it basically is not based on the blockchain technology. Yeah. So basically you can change your datas, or you can like maliciously change the whole information that is transferring to the oracle here, and this is basically the whole oracle problem, which I think in the near future would be solved. And basically it is somewhat solved through the centralized and decentralized type of oracle. That is all about oracle that you need to know. You can do your own search about oracle. And yeah, let's move to the next part. So now let's discuss about DAO, which is one of the another interesting and most boom topic these days. So DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, or Decentralized Autonomous Corporation, which is DAC. DAO is basically a encoded computer program which is transparent and decentralized. On the other hand, if I have to say that it is a group of community where every person is equal, unlike the centralized organization, which I can show you here, where CEO has the most power, then top management has the power, then mid-level management has the power, then non-management has the power, then low management has the lowest power. On the other hand, for a DAO, be it user, be it exchanger, be it a developer, or be it a miner, all have the same power, and all have the same choice to make their votes. So we can see no centralized legal entities there, and no employment contracts is there. One legal entity is there, and employment contracts are there in centralized organization. Let's discuss some of the type of DAOs. Let me make this big. So DAOs can be of different type. Some of these are protocol DAO. So Uniswap is a decentralized exchange and has a DAO of itself. Philosophy DAOs are there, which include Big Green DAO, Ukraine DAO, Pleaser DAO, and all these stuff. Investment and venture DAOs are there. We have grant DAOs, we have collectors DAO, we have media DAO, and we have social DAO, and which include friends with benefit is another DAO. Sub DAOs, balancer protocol, and all these stuff. These DAOs are also being made, and the speed of this information of the DAOs is like very fast. these days. I would also like to tell you another DAO, which is the Moon DAO. Let me first of all make this small and put it here. So Moon DAO is another DAO that aims to send all the members to Moon. Like, wow. I would like to also give you information about one of the DAO that I was recently studying about, is DAO, which aims to create more of such DAOs in a very easy way and interesting way. Uh, Now let's see what's a DAO code. It's basically it basically securely holds ETH, which is Ethereum's, tracks DAO tokens ownership, that what the DAO itself can have their tokens and their ownership can be defined, defines the governance on the basis of voting by all the other member of the DAOs. Okay. Manages voting process for sure. And on the other hand, I would say, yeah, this is all about DAO, because it's a basic video and I'll not be going more deep into it, like types of DAOs, what each particular DAO does. There will be a separate video which I can make. So please comment down below. And yeah, let's move forward. So now let's discuss about another non-explored topic, which is called Metaverse, which is another one of the most boom topic these days. So basically, if I have to say about Metaverse itself is an agile technology which is exploring and being developed every day. So we don't have a proper Metaverse definition, because its itself definition is agile, and we don't know what Metaverse will be in future. Yeah, but if I have to say the basic aim of what Metaverse will be, it will be a virtual world where people exist and will live there. What people says and what all basically hype has been created of Metaverse, let's know about that. Metaverse, people say that Metaverse would be a place where they can buy their own land, which is true. They can like put these NFTs in the like what we say, in their homes or whatever land they have bought, which is again true, which can be true also. And this is an example of one of the metaverse that has been created and hosted on the Polygon network, which is Decentralized. um, um, this is another there are lots of metaverse being developed, and Meta, which is the new name of the Facebook, is itself go to create their own metaverse. So basically what metaverse will be including, it can include the artificial intelligence, machine learning concepts, it can include the AR VR technology for sure, it will definitely include blockchain technology and other technologies as well. We don't know what metaverse is, again I am saying, but I want to say one statement that I have heard, that we cannot suppress any technology whose time has came, and that technology is blockchain technology. Okay, let's see elements of metaverse. There would be a digital currency, there would be non-fungible tokens, marketplace and digital commerce would definitely be there, as it's a world where people would live in virtually. Infrastructure would be there, device independence would be made, gamings would be done, digital assets would be done, concepts of social and entertainment events would be there, online shopping would be there, workplace, social media, digital humans would be there, and natural language processing, which is a concept of machine learning, or many artificial artificial information can also be there. And I think this is what I should be telling you all about. You can explore more about metaverse. Basically, if I have to say, as a developer, metaverse uh, can be created even through 3.js, because it's provide you a 3D modeling of uh, things. And basically, I have not much more explored about Metaverse. You can move or deep dive into Metaverse, what basically Metaverse is on, and all that stuff. And yeah, this is what all I have to say. And let's move to the next topic. So now let's move to the last topic, which is scaling of blockchain. Why I've included this topic into this video is because I want to make people know about what all methods are there by which blockchain can be scaled up. What is the need of scaling of the Ethereum network, and why Ethereum is transitioning from Ethereum to Ethereum 2.0. And basically, what is layer 1 solution of scaling of the Ethereum, what is layer 2 solution of scaling of Ethereum. These all things we will be discussing in this video, and also scaling trilemma, which is another concept of the blockchain. So let's move forward. So Ethereum 2.0 is first of all moving from proof of work to proof of stake, which will make the Ethereum platform eco-friendly. So eco-friendly is one point due to which Ethereum is moving to Ethereum 2.0. Then the second is due to scalability, of which reason I have told you, scalability, because it can do only 30 transactions per second right now, which creates a very congestion in blockchain. Then the third point is security, to impose more security. Okay, so now let's discuss about scaling trilemma. Before that, for those who have heard about the cap theorem in system design, the same way in blockchain we have the scaling trilemma. So what basically is cap theorem in system design? Basically, it again is basically a scaling trilemma of Web 2 world. Okay, where C stands for continuity or consistency. In other words, let me write the proper word as consistency. A stands for availability, and P stands for partition. So what does this theorem says is that you can, while developing a system, you can only choose two of the ability, and but it would harm the third ability. Like for example, if you choose ability and partition, you would be basically compromising consistency as a whole. So the same way, in blockchain space we have scaling trilemma, which for where there again are three features of blockchain, which is scalability, security, and decentralization. So if for example you choose security, you would be basically compromising for the scalability, because if security would increase, then miners or validators have to do more work, or have solved more mathematical problem, or use more of their computers GPU power to solve that mathematical problem. That would eventually reduce the scalability. It would again at the same time would basically compromise decentralization. With the same way, if you choose scalability, it would compromise security and decentralization. So pick only one side of triangle, as this says. And that is why basically there were many methods for Ethereum to scale their basically blockchain up, but the best way which Ethereum come out was sharding. So let's first of all, before understanding about sharding, let me make it clear about what are layer 1 solution of scaling and what are layer 2 solution of scaling. So basically so let me first of all go to side and tell you this. that let's suppose layer 1 is the whole mainstream or the main Ethereum network or Ethereum blockchain. Okay, so this is basically layer 1, and all the scaling up solutions that we come across in layer 1 will be in the main net of the Ethereum. On the other hand, this, assume it to be, sorry, that's not a circle. Let's assume this to be as layer 2, which is above layer 1. And all so basically, let's suppose these are the users which come to layer 2 to deploy their DApp or smart contracts. So layer 2 will basically help these users in terms of scaling up their DApp or smart contract and reducing their gas fee. This is what basically Polygon does. So Polygon is a company which is also called as Ethereum's Internet of Blockchain. So basically they are the layer 2 solution for Ethereum. Okay, so how does they do? We'll understand it in above context. So basically, I think you must have visualized what basically layer 2 is and what basically layer 1 is. So sharding is one of the layer 1 solution. Yeah. So what does sharding means now? Just like in sharding is basically derived from the concept of Web2 space only, which is basically used in databases. So basically we divide databases into horizontal and vertically, so that it can be more scalable. In the same way in Web3, we in Ethereum basically 2.0, what we are going to do is we are dividing the Ethereum main net into different into basically dividing the Ethereum blockchain into different short blockchains, which would definitely increase the scalability. I would not go deeper into this because because scalability of blockchain is itself a very big video, and under that these subtopics like side chain, plasma, rollup channels and sharding is itself require their own separate video. But to visualize yourself or to know what all things are there happening in the blockchain space, I have basically included this part as well. So this is basically layer 1 solution by dividing the mainnet of Ethereum into different short blockchains. Okay, layer 1 solution. Now after that, what all we'll be discussing would be layer 2 solution. Layer 2 solution. Okay, so let's come to side chain. What does side chain will do? So basically this is the main chain of the Ethereum. So basically there will be a parallel side chain created that would be running in parallel to the main chain. This would definitely increase the scalability. I would not make going again into the deeper, but this is what side chain will do. Now what is plasma? The same way as side chain, the plasma, this is the main chain, and plasma concept would basically creating a child blockchains of every blocks. This would definitely increase the whole blockchain again by creating child blockchains of these blocks. Okay, now if we come to rollups, basically what rollups does is it would zip it, or basically rolls up like shown in the diagram. This rollup will contain more than one transaction, and these all transactions would be rolled up together and then be deployed to the blockchain main net. Okay, so there are more than one transaction happening, and these would come to the rollups, and these all transactions would be rolled up into one, and then it would be transferred to the Ethereum mainnet. What does channels mean? So basically, let's assume there are two people who want to do more than one transaction with each other. So they can create their external channel and do all the transaction stuff first in external way. After all these transaction has achieved and all the funds has been transferred from one person to another, then this channel as a whole, which include all the external channel that has been done between these two people, will be then deployed to the blockchain mainnet or the Ethereum mainnet. So these are layer 2 solution, broad lookups about how layer 2 solution works and how layer 1 solution, which is sharding, will work as a whole. I hope this has create a visualization in you, or basically you have understand the crux of the topic, scaling of blockchain. You can go and research more about it, and I'll be creating a deep dived video of all these concepts, in which you can learn more about it in deeply. To give you another just an information, rollups are basically of two types. One is ZK rollup, and the another is optimistic rollup. ZK rollups stand for zero knowledge rollup, and optimistic rollups has a different meaning again. These both are how different, we'll be exploring it in their independent video of rollups. And yeah, so this is the thank you note to all of you for watching the whole video till here and completing the whole blockchain ecosystem, starting from web3 blockchain and all this stuff till the last topic which we did, scaling of the blockchain, metaverse and all these stuff. I hope you have learned a lot in this video, and will now be going to explore more of the technologies there. And I would like to end this note by saying that please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what all things you like and what all things you want the more videos on. I'll be creating, as I've promised, separate videos on all these topics in a deep dive way, so that it's easy for all of you to just choose this channel as the channel to learn more and more things about. And please comment down below how you like the teaching way of mine. And yeah, thank you, and see you again next time. Bye.